Alright, so we have I guess what we will call for the first time on this channel, breaking news. News of the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is being paused amid studio shakeup, as reported by Jason Schreier of Bloomberg. Jason Schreier, I can't say a name that I know exclusively, or not exclusively, but expertly well, but one that I know has come up and is usually pretty reputable. And short version of the article, the full article, will link so you can read it for yourselves. But the KOTOR remake that was announced last September is being paused as basically, in short, the group put together a excuse me, the studio put together essentially a demo of sorts to give to them. Let me find the right spot. Where was it? Yep. Here it is. This is Aspire finalized a demo of the game known as a Vertical Slice, thanks to show production partners Lucasfilm Ltd. And Sony. And they were excited and thinking everything was on track for a release by the end of this year, 2022. But apparently the week after, the company fired design director Brad Prince and art director Jason Miner. Where's the other interesting part? Someone who was apparently there is the one who, I guess you can say, leaked these comments. Hence, developers said a more realistic target now would be 2025, an extra 3 years. This is definitely a disappointment to a lot of Star Wars fans, since I was cautiously interested in this. Certainly the updated version of KOTOR, I think, would be very welcome. But at the same time, with Lucasfilm's track record in the video game realm, it's very concerning now as to whether the firing of these two and this delay is good news or bad news. I don't know, it's a bit up in the air, from my opinion. And possibly another shakeup will be in May Embracer announced that Saber Interactive would also join the project. Summit Asper believe that Saber, which has mainly been doing outsourcing work for the project, may take it over completely. Now, if we go to Saber's homepage here, see what they've done, got most of their things here have yet to be released. Quiet Place game should be releasing this year. Driving game of some sort releasing this year. Circus Electrique to be released this year. Otherwise, SnowRunner read out to both driving games. I'm not sure how that qualifies them to make a RPG, essentially pseudo virtual D&D game like KOTOR was. I'm not sure. World War Z Aftermath. I believe that's top-down third-person and sort of horde mode game. Again, and these three, I feel like I've heard of them. I've never played them nor seen gameplay of them. World World War Z I've seen a little gameplay of. Uh, and it looked it looked it looked mediocre. Uh, Space Marine 2 to be announced. Evil Dead the game. This one is released just recently, and from what I've heard it is good. Whether it will be a long-lasting, sustainable game, only time will tell. No, but I have heard good things about this one. And though again, very different game from KOTOR, so if they take it over, it's uncertain how it'll turn out. Right now, in regards to the two guys that they fired, heard Brad Prince and director Jason Miner. We'll start with Jason Miner. I feel like he's possibly the slightly less impactful one. And so it seems most of his early career, from what I could find on here on LinkedIn, and he was a comic book artist. Yes, and did some stuff for companies like Marvel, DC, and such. Then he got brought up and did Star Wars Galaxies, which I believe is the mobile game. One of the mobile games that they did. Was it? Galaxy 2006. Maybe I'm getting this wrong. 2006, that would have been way too early to be the mobile game. I probably have that one wrong, but I'm not familiar with this one. And most recently, before this, seems to have done work on the Old Republic, like the MMO that Star Wars has. And our producer, Project Breach. Not sure if that's, I don't know if that's a separate thing or if that's like a code name for 2019. Okay, no, Asper, or that would have been, this would have been KOTOR. Or this was a different project that I have not heard of. So not too sure how much of an impact his loss will be. The more interesting one that, again, I think puts this a bit more up in the air, there is Brad Prince. Now, if we look, now this was the first thing I could find that had his stuff. If there's more, it's incorrect, please let me know. But it looked like he worked on the original Knights of the Old Republic back in 2003. He as a designer. Unfortunately, does get a little worse from there on Mass Effect. Like that's not a bad title to be tied to, but then we get to the MMO, and then Mass Effect 2012. Is that's too early? That's definitely too early to be the remastered here. There was a level designer for Mass Effect Andromeda. That's where we start to get very concerned, or at least where I'm getting concerned. And then, yeah, the last two games he worked on before this were Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem, by the looks of it. It's both very concerning. Granted, both also failed for differing reasons, and some that might not have been his fault. But that's it. Yep, this is yet another game that's possibly on the chopping block. We of course has had several game cancellations before this. this we've got not the game by Ubisoft, which I'm very hesitant to put some faith into because Ubisoft is not the greatest of companies. And then what was it? Yeah, Star Wars Eclipse, which was announced, and they made a whole cinematic trailer for it before they even had a company to begin production on it. So, yeah, this is probably not good news. And that's if you're holding out hope that this remake would be good. The specification there of remake, not remaster, is very specific wording, very distinct wording. Uh, they, I did have some people telling me Asper has done good work on similar stuff in her makes and such. So they were at the very least were holding out hope for it. But with this, looks like we're gonna be waiting even longer. And of course, Disney has is accumulating quite the track record at this point for for getting projects mostly done, axing some people off, and then kind of telling them to start over, as we saw with the Solo movie, as we recently have it sort of seen with the Obi-Wan show, which had its entire original full draft scrapped, and rewritten, and I believe there was one other, but I'm blanking on it. It but actually, there was episode 9, which was supposed to be done by Colin Trevorrow, but then they didn't like what he had planned, so they gave him the axe treatment. Excuse me. They gave him the axe treatment, and now, well, now this is happening. So, will it turn out good? Will it turn out bad? I guess we're gonna possibly have to wait as far as 2025 to find out.